We are live. Let me refresh and make sure you can see us. Make sure you can hear us. Before we start the show, nothing yet. And get this muted. And I think we are good. B, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
So today we are running a little bit late. So here's what happened. I was trying to go to the post office in UPS, jump in the car, and then as soon as I hit my stop sign, light comes on, low tire pressure. I'm like, just great. Let's see what this is. And I go, and there's just like a fat screw, like stuck in there. So I had to go get it patched up, and everything's fine now, but not really the way I wanted to start.
Isn't that like the second time though?
Yes, they're doing all this construction around my house, so I'm trying to ignore it, but things are all over the place. I'm like, this sucks. So let's see who's here. Divisor, Mercurial Venom, Message KL, Panda Rose, Menace, Matthew, Texas Pete, Jennifer Bell, Sneaker Finds 12, Sal, Shoot to Kill, Just Fire Deals, Patrick, Ecom Lifestyle, and Ricardo, and Arman, and Omar, Kicks More Kicks, Harry Tornado, Victor, True Win, Hustle in Silence, Jam Session, Retro Ricky, Stone Builder, Luis, Hawaii Rams fan, Mary, and more people coming in. So did you watch the Jordan Bulls documentary?
That was pretty cool. I was ready and everything like that, and I totally forgot to get some dinner ready as soon as we jump off the live show with Jake. I was like, I'm not gonna bother, so we just ordered pizza for delivery.
Okay, so you watched the show, and not only that, we did get a Fire Red 5 sneakers random drop.
Which was weird because fives had nothing to do with everything.
Yeah, Fire Red 5 had nothing to do with this time era, but they just figured, you know what, everyone's hyped up on Jordans. Let's just go
They
ahead.
could have dropped some once.
Yeah, they could have done that. But you know how Nike is. They want to be random.
Yeah, they were just like looking at their inventory. It's like, oh, let me sell some trash.
Mr. Sports LA. So what about the 420 SB drops? Happy 420 to you, by the way.
I think the one that's dropped is only from that, was it La Familia skate shop, something like that. I'm not 100% sure on when the general release is dropping.
Those skunk SBs numbered to 420. You know, resale on that one's just gonna be sky high on that one.
Right. Skunks are already like hitting 2,000, the old ones.
It's
So,
insane.
but it's been so long, and then I guess finally Nike's riding the hype of the dunk hype, but I haven't heard anything from it. I've been trying to monitor it all day, so maybe they'll do something crazy.
Let's see. What was the first question? Did you guys pick up any Fire Red? So I have. That's one of the drops I'm waiting for. When it comes to like bulk buying, I'm waiting for those to come in. So I didn't buy any of them. I don't know. B, did you pick up anything?
No, I tried, but I couldn't. It sold out, and it was like the time that it was starting. I was like, I'm not even gonna try. I mean, I really didn't try hard. I was like, um, Fire Red Fives. There's gonna be a lot of them once they release. So
Yeah, it's a general release. There'll be plenty of them by then. And then, were you kids even born when Jordan was playing? So I was 11.
yeah, I was.
During that time, like 97 ish.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I was, but I wasn't really. I was like 7 years old.
So I didn't know what's going on.
I really didn't know anything, but I did watch a lot of Jordan, film. Like I said, I had like the DVD collections of his playoff games, his highlights, and everything like that. I guess because when I started playing basketball, that's all I could kind of like relate to based on just seeing my dad, become a Bulls fan and Jordan fan. So yeah, yeah. I wish I was born, a lot younger to see him actually play, but they said like not all the games were televised yet. So
Yeah, well, they talk about that like the early ones, but like later on when it was like Kemp and Peyton and the Sonics against the Bulls, I
mhm.
recorded them. I have them on VHS at my
Mm.
parents' house, and I saw them there. I was like, I have to go into some old game film.
Yeah, but now it's so cool because everything's on YouTube.
Yeah, let me see what do they say in here. What's some of the I have some questions and emails that they did ask that they want us to talk about in the live show. We're gonna get to those. Anybody that wants to jump on the live show, you have things you want to talk about business wise, questions wise. Here is the link. So I'm posting that. Anybody can jump on. Anybody wants to talk about any random stuff comes with their business and everything. So we'll talk about that. And let me see. There's some other questions in here before we start. What about bots? Do you use bots to purchase hot shoe items? I don't use bots. We did try bots before. I remember that like 3 years ago we started doing
Yeah, that
and
was
some of the software updates, everything. Now people that know what they're doing, I know they can. I mean,
right,
they're
right.
doing
I
well.
mean, I guess if we were IT guys, we definitely have the edge, but pretty much that's what we were competing against. There was just too much at that time, and then you gotta have a lot of capital at that time too, because if your bot hits and it starts charging, you gotta have credit cards and everything like that. But yeah, we didn't do that. But and also too, like based on our business model, we like to go out and shop. I mean, Glenn have to go out and record uh, content, so it's really kind of like not for us.
Cali finds what's up. And so now I'm just kind of going with like the bulk buys, but most of my bulk buys are GRs that I'm getting for under retail. Nothing really like super hype, super rare running bots. So it's a little different, but I'm gonna run off of that. I've been doing well on that with profit wise. So let's see what we did a question in here. We'll answer Mr. Eric's, and then we'll get into some of the email questions in regards to 1099. Total gross doesn't match my total sales on eBay. About 5K off. Any
Hmm.
input?
I haven't really dug deep to that, but from what I've heard from CPAs, rely more on your 1099 because that's pretty much what's reported. Because you have to consider eBay's on the eBay total sales, there might be some refunds there that they go through, and some actually some of those sales were actually sales that you made that the buyer didn't actually pay. So those are the few reasons that I've heard from people uh, with regards to not having the exact number linked up. But I would rely more on the 1099.
And I guess going back to 1099 with PayPal and everything too, I did have StockX, I think at the beginning of the year, and then I did have it go to my bank account. And so keeping track of all this too, extremely important. And like you said, to refunds and then whatever fees that come with that, it's just keeping, and then the tax too,
Yeah,
with some of the sales tax that they kind of threw in at a certain time of the year too. So keeping track of all this and seeing what there is. But my accountant was like, "Where did this come from?" Trying to explain more of like the online sales, and even though he had done it before, but wasn't really familiar with the Goat Stock X stuff,
right,
and we were going through it, and we had to go just month by month. I mean, I had all the numbers, and I know it sucks to keep track, but that's part of the whole business. And
right.
I've gotten emails. I know you've gotten DMs too about people are like keeping track of your numbers and doing that. What are the percentage profit margins, cost of goods? And at
Hmm.
the beginning, it is fun to go out there. You're sourcing, buying stuff at Ross, and then like, oh, I made a profit. But
Right,
then we've had people that were like, I just kept selling stuff, and then I know I made money,
right.
but it doesn't really help if you don't really know how much you actually made.
True.
Let me see. Have you used any of the counting apps eBay offers? Hustle and Silence.
I haven't.
No, I haven't used any of those too. So the other question, let me get to the email ones. We had someone was asking about, where is it? Here we go. Let's see. What's up, Hacks and B? Let's see. I'm curious about international selling. Do either of you sell a lot overseas? Is there money to be made there? I've had overseas buyers reach out asking me if I will ship abroad. And when I've opened up the item, they've never followed through. So, I mean, to answer this question has to do with like, GSP. Were you doing GSP? I mean, I was doing international sales before GSP was a thing.
Right.
And it was extremely tough to see where items are going. People like saying they never got it. Some people did. And once it left the country, they weren't even like keeping track anymore what was going on. So GSP will help you throughout this whole process. Definitely recommend to go through that. No problem since then either. Are you doing a little bit of both or just strictly GSP?
I do actually. When I started, it was all GSP for me. But at one point, 18% of my sales were actually going international. I'm actually logging to my PayPal because your PayPal report will actually show that. Um, but to talk more about the selling on the other mailing it yourself, it only gets tricky because of the importation fees and all the customs declaration. Um, I haven't had an issue myself, but a lot of the buyers that want you to do that, they want you to declare it as gift, and
Yeah.
they want them to devalue the item, right? So that they don't have to pay that much. At that point, you're breaking a law, and at that point that could be I mean it's a federal offense at that point, right? A fraudulent transaction and stuff like that, especially as a merchant or a business person or a business entity doing business internationally. um i I'm never a guy that would cross that line just to undervalue something. uh that's why I'm more in favor of GSP. Well, the only reason I ship straight is when I have a buyer that I know that has a track record, right, which is can be seen under feedback, um, and also it's just the way they handle things. Um, I am more lenient on that side, but given the fact recently that, for example, let me just bring this point up that Nike actually kind of banned the sales internationally,
Mm.
us selling Nike items,
That was
over.
last year, right? Like late last year or something.
It was something had to do with that, but it had to do with something. I didn't really get into it, but because me and Glenn didn't get it because most of our listings are only sold through GSP, which
Yeah.
doesn't we don't have any issues because eBay is dealing with all the paperwork for us. But we did know a lot of the people that in our circle got that because they ship straight internationally. So that is one thing, and there was even a confusion if it was only footwear or clothing, right? And then just for precaution purposes, they just took off everything. Um, so I highly recommend just sticking with GSP, um, considering that unless your market is really international, which I haven't really met a seller that focus more internationally than locally. Um, so I think GSP would just be our best bet. It's just streamline of process would just be a lot easier in our end too.
Let me see what do you guys think about Grailed? And so Grailed, I've only used it as a buyer. I was trying to get some good deals on some Jordan ones, and
Mhm.
even then it was very sketchy too. Like I was trying to find certain details that I knew they would be authentic or not. And because not everybody has like the best of photos, same thing kind of like eBay, like could be real, could be not. You don't really know. As far as selling those, I've never used it for selling.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't. Maybe that's something that we can try to dabble around. I mean, we have a lot of time. you know, I mean, I was able to, get into Mercari during this time. So maybe grilled something that we could add. I mean, at least for certain items.
Yeah, I really want to work on. I started to work on the video, and I know we're kind of like overdoing it with the StockX fees and everything. So they added a percentage, the processing fee. But the thing is, I was watching like sneaker YouTubers and other people, and they don't like. Still, a lot of buyers don't really know that sellers can sell anything, shoes on eBay for 100 or more and not pay a fee. And a lot of people still don't know this. And so it makes me wonder too, like if they did know this, maybe you could get some better offers coming in. Maybe you get some better buyers that are looking for some deals that you can also make really good profit on. So maybe something I can work on to see like what is the ultimate best platform for a buyer and a seller. And I mean, all that's the only bad thing. We can go through the good and bad for each because I don't think there's necessarily one, but I don't see people just giving up on StockX. Period. It's not going to happen.
Right.
They're still going to be buying from there, but I can definitely see more bids coming in because buyers are going to want to get a way better deal and not have to, have higher fees and everything else add up. But ultimately, the seller, it's up to you. What do you want to make? And are you going to give in to some of these bids? That's on you. Let's see, they have seller protection. That's from Luis, from Grailed. So definitely something you can look into for that one. I had another question regarding inventory. They're saying, where am I? Yeah, let me get this on here. I'm running out of inventory quick. What are some recommendations right now since stores are closed? So I don't know. I can go first unless you want to go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say running out of inventory also means that you're making sales. So I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. If you're making sales, money is coming in. Ultimately, I would say the first thing you want to look at is taking care of your personal situations, bills, family. Cash is still king. I want to run out of inventory. That means I'm selling, money's coming in, things are good, and I can look for opportunities to cash in now or later, depending on what you're looking for. So currently right now, I've been buying jerseys. I would think more than anything, focus on your strengths online. What are the products and see what kind of deals you can get. So I bought like a Shaq jersey I got that was like a Champion Authentic for like $60. I've been paying attention to bids because people also are auctions, I should say, because people aren't waiting it out, even though you can wait it out and see what kind of auctions are going on. I got a sick deal on a Kobe Lakers Nike Swingman, and I paid right away. I won the auction, and then the guy was like, I don't, you know what? I sold this jersey last week. I forgot to take it off. Refunded me right away. I'm like, figures. I got a steal and then didn't want to come through, which also could happen. Mercari, I got some other, I got 2 jerseys yesterday. So I've just been kind of like trying to like snipe some deals. But do you have the capital and do you have I don't know, like, are you positive on these items that you're picking up too? If you don't have the capital, you shouldn't be taking the risks. And I know people are like, hey, I want to get into buying weights. I want to get into, I had an email, someone asking me, I want to get into Amazon FBA right now. I'm like, go in, but also know that whatever risks you're taking, then you should have the capital to back it up, because you're going to make mistakes jumping into a brand new platform, not really knowing what's going on. Especially with so many random items too, that if you're just jumping in with retail ARB. So you have options, but if you have the money, I don't really see it as like a rush to get into some things. This is not going to last forever. Yes, it sucks right now, but it's not going to last forever. Like the stores aren't going to be closed for months. Vegas, I know, wants to get back on track.
Yeah, I mean, 100% agree with what Glenn said. Stick on your strengths. I think that's the biggest thing. And as far as sourcing would concern for me, um, given that it's been really good for us during the last 6 weeks, um, I saw this as an opportunity to try to experiment online arbitrage. me and Glenn are not big in it because it's it's those are the most easy accessible inventory. So that means there's just going to be a lot more competition. Um, but I just um, lowered my expectation on the profits. Me and Glenn are big fans of doubling your money. Um, but this time I was like, hey, if I can make 20 or 30%, um, but 30, 40, 50% of my money, um, I'm I'm okay with that. If the shoes are not oversaturated. So still, again, it's the same thing that you would do in stores, right? You would still have to do your research and everything. Um, and also the other thing too. Uh, it's a good thing that you're running out of inventory. He said, I totally agree on that one, because in this kind of like business, capital is really the key. So what I've been doing is, I've been buying and selling. Uh, I've been selling more than buying, so that's my balance. I'm trying to only probably spend like 30% of my sales on what have been coming in, and a lot of these buys are I can get my money back quick. So a lot of it is like, if I did buy some Kyrie's when they dropped sneakers app, but nothing to the extent. The biggest gamble that I've did during this time is the Nordstrom Rack find. This pretty much was just the last pairs of each item. I did spend a lot of money on that one, um, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a category that we've dabbled in before, and also I am not a regular Nordstrom Rack, and if I ever have to return all this inventory, if I can't sell it, I can, and I'm not really gonna hurt any any relationships there because I don't know anybody and they don't know me. So those are just that's just pretty much the biggest experiment, I would say, that I'm doing during this time.
And someone saying, I guess Amazon FBA, what would you sell? Amazon, you got to get them gated. Weird. I think they're just trying to get into a new platform right now because they're kind of unsure of what to do. And so I think they also probably wanted me to kind of like hold their hand and say like, well, here's your next steps and this is what you do next. And even though there's, thousands of videos on it right now, but it's just, I don't know, it's not really something that you'd probably want to jump in like the chat is saying. It's totally different platform and totally different steps too to get in there. Mr. Eric says, are you taking a
Yeah, I think
percentage?
the best way to do it is just
So you're like freezing in and
on the
out.
online. How about now?
A little bit better.
How about now?
Okay, go ahead.
Let me see. Um, okay. What I've been doing really is, um, the only percentage cut that I'm taking is pretty much on the new inventory that I'm getting in. I'm not expecting, $100 sale. I mean, 100% return on it. Those are the ones that I just kind of lower my expectation.
Oh, okay. So you're saying on the new stuff that I guess might be somewhat flooded that we don't really know yet. And now he's frozen.
Right.
Oh, okay. Now you're back. It's kind of, I don't know, it's going like in and out. People in the chat, let me know. Maybe you'll have to go and come back or something. It's kind of like freezing. Let me see. What is the
Let me
other
see.
one? Let's see. I have a good feeling stores will be open by June. Thank me later. Flip the script. And I know some people are saying June. Some people are saying September. I mean, we don't know what will happen, but when they do open, how will stores be? We also don't know how that would be. Patrick says, what ratio would you guys recommend, like inventory to cash flow?
Um, I think it depends on your goal. So if your goal is really trying to grow, I would, and if you have the guts for it, I would definitely go all in. You know, uh, I would say probably and cover your bills for 2 months and everything. Uh, Return it back to the buying inventory. Um, but besides that, I would say a safe bet would be 50-50. 50% of your cash, will be on that. But I can tell you that right now, I am at like 70-30. All my money is in my inventory. That's because, again, my goal is to grow. So you got to spend more uh, to have more inventory.
And that's a good question, but I think also depends on the person. Now, I didn't see ultimate growth until yes, I started to go all in and living on like whatever I have in in the bank. Like, all right, this will cover me. I think I did 3 months would cover me. The rest was all on inventory. And yes, that's why I saw the most growth come from that. The thing is that what we're in right now, though, is if you want to grow or are you trying to kind of maintain until we get out of this. Now, there are some people that are taking the most risks right now. There's also some people that are laying low. And I can't really tell you what is the wrong answer or what you should or shouldn't do because it depends on, what you're doing and your business. And I could see all three of those making sense. And right now, like I'm not really going all in on anything online, ARB and things like that. The inventory I have coming in, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not like trying to buy everything I can if I think that they're like somewhat of a deal. I'm really just trying to snag ultimate deals that I feel 100% on right now. Let me see. So I don't have a cash problem. So I buy a ton of product. So I am in a hole overall in cash money. I want to keep buying stuff, but I want to get into the profit. Should I keep buying?
Well, it depends on the product that you're buying. If your products are causing you to go, you know, under just to buy products, I wouldn't recommend that. You have to find the high profitable items. I am not a fan of just buying one and then going to buying more products just to have more products. I would say you have to be really smart. I don't know if that's kind of the scenario where you're getting at, but if you have the cash flow, because here's the thing, the reason why I was really thankful that I didn't have a lot of money to start with this business, because it actually made me a better sourcer. It made me a better researcher as far as products, because I didn't have a lot of money to spend. That's why I started with, my trips was like 200, $300 at a time. And if I ran out of money, I come home. So I I think that's what would the best scenario for you. Just don't buy products just because. I would definitely, like Glenn said, cash will be the king once everything goes back on. But other than that, everything's got to be just calculated so much that you have to be in a point that you can't lose. I think that's where I'm going with this. You have to buy products where you can't lose. Like I always say, my insurance policy for my business is my inventory, because right now I'm sitting on a $85,000 inventory now. If I run a 50% off sale off of this, I could get all that money back.
Yeah, which is also what we talked about. I think even who was it we talked about with Jeff Soupies? That was one of the main things because he kept growing his inventory. And the thing is, when you have high quality products, and let's say something does happen, not necessarily this because it's for everybody, but personally to your own family, if you need to make that money, to where you can cash out on these items because they do have that value, and not just buying random things from Burlington, Ross, Marshalls. That's why I got the emails and DMs asking, can you buy back my tailwinds
Mhm.
and air monies and things like that, because those aren't high quality products or even quality products that are going to gain value or even have that value over time. I mean, Burlington and Marshalls and whatever else, they couldn't even sell them, and they're at the lowest price, and you're going to try to sell them for double. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, just like Mr. Eric said, this time the long time sellers will thrive, because the quick flippers, again, at this time they ran out of inventory already. because they oversold or they undersold everything already. So again, I think that's the beauty of having good quality products and just waiting for the price that you want to get and not trying to undercut and sell everything quick.
Let's see. Flip the script. Quick flip is death.
Yeah.
Do any of you guys speak Spanish? So Caroline's also doing the translation for Otis, but no, my Spanish sucks. Let me see. Only heat from D Millie. Basically, buy heat only. Let me go back up. There's another one in here that I wanted to read. Let me see. Oh, looking for. So June, keep dreaming. People are having little mixed reactions on June if the stores are going to open by then. And if you're waiting for a vaccine, then you better retire. It's not coming for a couple of years. I'll take the profits of all you scared people. Flip the script. Here's the thing I'm going to say about our current situation. And, we've had more people protesting, more people wanting to get back to work. And I know the mix online is like, these people are stupid. These people are dumb. Now they're risking their life out there trying to, have a statement or whatever. And then we see the opposite side where there's people that do support them and saying like, yeah, we do need to get back on track. Like we do need America running again. And the thing is why I feel there's a mix between is that no one really knows what is really, really going on because of how many different posts we get through all social media, all mainstream media. We get so many different types of articles and reporters and asking different doctors certain things. So what everyone's telling you, this is not a big deal. And then you have ones telling you this is a big deal. You need to stay inside. We have people telling you masks don't work, gloves don't work, gloves do work, and masks do work. And you're like, all these different things. If they just flat out, we just had one, let's say a president just said, here's exactly what's going on, everything is shut down. You can't get, drive-through meals. It's so serious that Lowe's and Home Depot are not going to stay open so you can work in your yard. There's nothing. Like, it's so deadly, nothing is open right now.
Right. I'd rather be that way.
That's why I'd rather feel too. I'd rather just, shut it down 100% for, let's say there's like a set date of like 3 weeks and see what happens, than still having like miniature things going on here and there. I feel like that's how it's spreading anyway.
Yeah, because there's a lot of inconsistency across the state. That's why we can't really get back to 100%. They in my city, like I said, I told you, they're in enhanced community quarantine now. Now I told you last time that only one person per household can go out with a pass, right? But so now the curve has flattened in our city. Instead of opening it back up, what our mayor actually did in our city, they actually tighten it down more. What they did is they were actually doing, they divided all the numbers. Odd can only go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the even numbers under ID Pass can go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So they even made it more stricter, and nobody goes out on Sunday, um, because they just want to kill it, right? Because the worst thing could happen is somebody opens it back up. For example, Singapore. Singapore got like 1,000 infected in one day, and then all of a sudden, in a few days, they're like number one in Southeast Asia. It's not really helping us that we're already number one in everything. And now we're not even trying to be as strict as everything else. But hype or not, right? Media being fearful or not, we know it's a real thing, but the only way to go through it is everybody's gonna follow the rules and everything like that, and things are not gonna get back to normal. We're gonna hear about this for the rest of the next 5 years, but just to slow it down, that's the main goal, and and to give the researchers some time.
Patrick, $5 on the super chat. It even came out on the Hustler Hacks colorway, so appreciate that. Good last week. Thanks for the free info, guys. Korean barbecue, $5.
Oh, there
That's
we
the
go.
OB Korean barbecue. Whenever we get out of this and gets a free meal.
For sure.
Let's see, false flag. I'll follow doctors and scientists. Let me see. There's a lot of propaganda right now. A crisis not used and a crisis wasted. And that's a crazy thing right now. Doctors are told to write down death certificate due to COVID, even if it wasn't, which I saw that as well.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm saying is like we do get those type of like news stories that come out. We get also people that are going to the local hospitals filming to see like what's really going on.
Mhm.
And that's what I think is also throwing people in a frenzy. Also, being in America, we want our freedom and fight for our freedom. So that's why you have people there like they're trying to take away my freedom. So now I'm going to protest. So that's why you get so many mixed results that no one's really following any of the rules since nobody really knows everything that 100% going on. Do I believe the virus is real? Yes. Do I believe the hype is real like they said in the chat? No, because if it was 100% everything like we said in one certain spot, here it is, here's what's going on, everyone follow this, then we would do it.
Mhm.
They're not doing it.
Right. But like we always talk about, right? We just try to find the we try to find a solution, and if we can't solve it, we just try to find other strategies that could uh play to our advantage. Uh I was talking to another friend from our church the other day. I said, at the end of the day, this is actually really good for us, speaking between me and my wife, because this is just a time of relaxation and reflection. Given the fact that we've been trying to go at it for 3 years now, and then now moving into this house, we never really even tried to unpack our stuff because our business was our main priority. Now we get to do all of that, and now we could just develop a strategy. My wife is actually currently listing right now because we just found more items that were unlisted, and we just need to get rid of all the stuff that we're not using anymore. So I think this is a very, very good thing for me personally. I'm not wishing ill to anybody, uh, and I feel for people that are struggling. But personally, that's how I try to just want to put my mentality in. It's like, maybe at the end of the day, it's always good to take a break like this, and stuff like that. And like, just find a way. What I'm trying to get here is just try to find a way that you can control. Find the things that you can control, and just try to look at the positive things. Because if it's true or not, virus or fake or not, I personally can't do anything. I don't have a media company that can go against all the hoax or what. I can't. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor to prove things right or wrong. So, at the end of the day, all I can do is hunker down and just polish my business.
Yeah, and you can polish the business and keep going through to see what you have to sell, maybe some things you've missed, and you can source online for now. But that's what I'm saying. It's not going to last forever, that stores are eventually going to open up. We just don't know when. As far as the virus in general, it's here to stay. I mean, I don't see anything like that that's just going to like eventually just gone 100%. Everyone's back at concerts, sporting events, right next to each other, and I can sneeze or cough and no one's gonna be scared or nothing. Like that's not gonna happen. That's always gonna be here. But when it did happen though, and kind of staying in, I did have that same thing, that same mentality. Is like it was a good breather, to also being like making YouTube videos and editing and shipping and listing, and yeah, it does catch up, and it was a nice little breather and everything. I guess the thing is like what's happening next. You want to prepare for that, but you can't because we don't know. What
Mhm.
about the people using the analogy, almost the same thing that they used on the Jordan documentary? Like Jordan had a headache. There's 10 pills in
Uh-huh.
there. Nine, 9 out of the 10 are fine, but there's one pill
That could kill
that
you.
could kill you. Would you still take it? And
Yeah.
that's what people are using that analogy to go outside and do things, which I don't think it's the same. I don't think it works the same way.
Because here's the thing, Jordan was working himself to greatness. And if you're just trying to go out, try to go to Home Depot, do your yard, that's not greatness.
You're
You
just
know,
trying to keep yourself busy, but also just
yeah, yeah, that's not greatness. Because for me, like I related so much about it because at the end of the day, the greatness part of what I'm actually trying to do with this business is staying at home, making sure everything is tip top 100% before I buy anything else. For me, that will lead me to greatness with this business. But for me, just trying to go out to Walmart, flip dumbbells, it's not greatness for my business. Zero, because I'm exposing myself and I'm taking out focus on the business within the sporting goods category. The
yep.
person that chases too many rabbits end up not getting any rabbits. You know, so just mastering my craft, that is greatness right there. So again, I've told so many people in the DMs, how do you do it? I said watch all Hustler Hacks video, because the sharper you get in your mind and in your strategy, the better you're gonna come out in this business. Because if we're talking about greatness, Michael did everything he did. He didn't go out and party with the cocaine circus. That's what everybody's complaining about because they can go out to bars. Nobody's complaining about they can't go to school and get a master's degree and earn a PhD on something. Nobody. People are going out there because they can't go out and party. They can't go out and celebrate their birthday.
Or they can't get a haircut, or they can't
Yeah,
color their hair because they're
petty, petty, all this stuff. Because at the end of the day, greatness is actually looking at what are really essentials and fulfilling your dreams. Everything else is nonsense. That's why I'm not working on my yard.
I wasn't working on my yard before this.
Either, right?
Before the weeds got out of control. Let me see if you guys want to hustle, flip lawnmowers, flip the script. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Thoughts on applying for unemployment? Even though being stocked up in inventory, we did technically lose our job and a lot in potential profit, from Giovanni.
I don't think we qualify. At least in my state, I can't.
I think certain states had different
Yes.
rules and stuff you had to follow, right?
Yeah. And then what we were qualified for was the small SBA loans, the Small Business Association loans, which ran out of money.
Yeah, and I think they were trying to get more money in. I don't know what the update
Yeah.
was. I didn't
Yeah.
double check.
Yeah.
See, that's a part of consequences of living in an easy country. You get soft if you
Man,
enter
can we
more.
pin that post right there?
Let's see if we can pin. Can we pin stuff? Oh no, we can't pin stuff on here. Part of the chat. Let's see, Mr. Sportale. Hey, the wife has me working on the yard. I know the wife wants a backyard, and my backyard is like just kind of because we moved in maybe 3 years ago, and then I was like, oh, I should do a basketball court. Should I do this? And then to me, my mindset was always like, I could use this money to buy inventory, or I could fix up the backyard. AKA the backyard, nothing has been done.
Well, exactly. And to answer the thrifting Goomba, I'm not saying there's people that are doing nonsense. I'm saying what nonsense is to me is doing something that doesn't contribute to being great with what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to say here. If you're trying to be a doctor and you're out there trying to flip dumbbells, you're not doing anything to get you're not doing something essential to get to your goal. So anything that doesn't help get you personally to your goal is nonsense for me if you're trying to chase after greatness. That's why Michael Jordan didn't stay in that hotel room. That's why all these great players don't hang out in bars, because that's greatness for them. So that's what I meant. I hope you don't take it wrong to get rid of nonsense people. I'm not saying that.
Be his philosopher. That's from Victor. Here's a different scenario though. What about doing things like Instacart, doing things like DoorDash, doing things like
Right.
that? Now on my end, I mean, we've seen like, like Reezy's done videos. We've seen other people do videos.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not here to say like they should or shouldn't do
Right.
any of these things, because I feel like if you need to provide for your family, you're going to do whatever you need,
Right.
whatever comes with that. On the opposite side, you do have a lot of comments of saying like, man, you're risking your life for a couple of dollars. You're
Right.
doing this and this for, what, like $30 or something that you made. Like, depends, like what situation are they in? Like, if someone needs to make money for their family, they're going to do everything they possibly can, and if that's one of their options, then they're going to do it.
I that's totally true. That's why um there are other ways, to make money. And I'm not, ignorant to all that. There's definitely a lot of uh fulfillment jobs that you have less or zero contact with other people. But we can't be the judge of that. But at the end of the day, you just gotta do what you gotta do personally. You know, they said MJ chased greatness through smoking cigars and gambling. Um, he did have a lot of consequence against that. You know, and we could always ask. He probably could have been greater if he didn't do all that.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's see, are you guys flipping? I think it said sports cards or something on here. Let me see what the question was. Are you guys not buying into the card market yet? It's one of the questions.
We haven't because again, we're focusing and staying in our lane. Now, if we were huge Gary V fans and ate Gary V every day, we probably would have bought it. We still appreciate what he did, but I'd rather buy it. I'd rather spend that money on a shoe that would have a higher percentage of winning than me trying to learn another category that I'm not really familiar with. Now, in other sense, I have actually invested money in the stock market because I have a lot more know-how on the stock market than the cards. So again, like Glenn said, play on your strengths.
With cards, I do have knowledge in it because I did buy them for so many years, especially when I was younger. And I thought it was interesting though when they were coming back like 2 years ago. People started making videos and YouTube channels on it, and it's pretty cool. Seeing what they get, almost like Ross finds, like seeing what Hustler Hacks get, seeing what Jake gets. Like you want to see, what they kind of get out there. But with it being a mystery as far as like you picking up random boxes, you don't know what's going to come in. It's very similar to gambling almost. Like there is sort of like a rush that comes in it. What's you're going to get? Well, what kind of cards you can get in there? You don't know. But as far as you buying like graded cards and holding on to them, you can do that as well. It's a different game.
I think that's a better option, the graded cards. I mean, if I'm looking at it afar, because you already know what you're getting, than trying to buy,
Yeah.
box of unknown cards.
Yeah. So that's another option you can look into. I'm not against it. I'm just not looking to jump into that or anything.
Yeah, it's not greatness for you. This guy, I swear, this guy's laying in his bed playing Grand Theft Auto all day. We're out here talking about greatness. Hey, if that's what gets you to your greatness, have at it. If you have a good life, if you love the life that you're living, play all day.
I've been following some channels too, people that are just getting into it. And I mean, I can already tell from whatever previous card knowledge I have, they're already making a bunch of mistakes. Like they're already getting like the general rookie cards that how many of them are out there in population? Like, there's websites you can look up. How many of this card is out there in general? How many are graded 10? How many are graded 9? Like, and a lot of people don't even know any of this stuff because they're just getting into it. So yeah, you're going to make mistakes. And that does come with it, but I'm just not looking into jumping into that market. What would you guys consider doing an out hustle in another state if they open first before you guys? Plane tickets are cheap. D Millie. We haven't talked about out hustled since
Yeah,
this happened.
if that happens, I don't think we'd rather We'd rather go and source and not just do anything else before out hustled. I think for me, that's kind of like um, the my my thought process right now is once everything because when like we said, nothing's gonna be the same again. I think the best thing to do for us between me and my wife is once everything opens, we have to reassess everything. Who knows what stores are going to be there to source? What are the best prime opportunity that's right there right now as soon as everything opens? um, yes, we definitely want to meet with people and stuff like that, but I think that can wait. But I think we gotta just go in and try to find the competitive advantage right off the bat as soon as the gates are open.
I also don't want like a half-assed out hustle to where
Yeah.
everyone's 10 feet away and we can't even chill with anybody. And it's like, oh hey guys, like like this is I don't know. It has to be legit and we could hang out with people and meet people. Not this like I don't know, partial virus stuff or it's that's gonna be tough. Let me think the question is Yaroslav, which I still owe you money on your winnings. What do you think happens with economy when we reopen? Will shoe values / products go up or down? Thank you. Well, I'll say answer first and then B. When we reopen, will shoe values and products go up? Some I think some will, some won't, and I think the same ones that had been sitting there before are just going to remain the same. Now, I
Right.
do think that the ones that are at the outlets that we've done our research on outlet shoes beforehand, before this happened, and prices have gone up because no one can access it.
Right.
Now, once we do reopen and people are buying the same shoes again, will it probably go down? Yes, for a bit. But how much are they really? How much inventory is there? How much inventory does Nike have throughout the stores? That's also we don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think the value of certain shoes, brand new with or without box, will continue to go up. And as long as there's not a lot out there, that'll happen.
Yeah, I think for the most part it'll stay relevant. You know, there's definitely going to be a drop once there's going to be more. But again, we kind of want to play in the market where there's when there isn't a lot of supply. That's why we do what we do, right? That's why we do our research and not buy shoes that are in every other outlet. But that's why me and Glenn and a lot of other of the few people are in constant communications. Like, hey, do you have this in your outlet? Do you have this in your outlet? And if we all have it in our outlet, more likely we're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Like perfect example was the Kobe One Pro Tro. Glenn didn't buy it. Did you buy some of that, Glenn?
Kobe One Pro Tro. By the
Like,
time I wanted to get it, we had the black and purple one,
right,
and the lid was already torn off. By the
right,
time they hit like
yeah.
a
So
decent price.
yeah, but we didn't get them because we didn't get them right off the gate. We only got them in the back wall already at the very end price. But at that point, we were already competing with the consumers because at one point, every outlet we've been to, Texas, Atlanta, I don't know where we went, but for sure those two big states had them,
At
and
every
we
outlet too.
every other outlet. And then it was, I believe it was during MVP even. We're not even doing any of that. But I think that's where the edge or the advantage in this market will be, where you're not gonna really feel the dip or the kind of like the oversupply because you're playing in a game where the demand is always going to be higher than the supply.
Let's see, I think D Millie says my Atmos Air Max 2 went up in price big time. And that's the thing. Well, right now, especially for a lot of the inventory that they cannot get at the outlets or cannot get in stores, everyone's locked in. It's going to go up because they've been selling and no
Mhm.
one's been replenishing them. So it's kind of like that price is just going to keep going up.
Mhm.
So I want to see how many are really out there after that once we do reopen. I got another question before we get back to the chat on. Let me see, where is it on the emails? They had a question on soccer cleats. Have you guys seen an increase in sales in soccer cleats right now?
Nope.
It is kind of a random question. I did sell golf shoes. Finally, did sell for a
Yeah.
pretty good amount, but soccer cleats right now, I haven't. I actually just listed all of them on Mercari recently, trying
Mm.
to get something going, but they haven't been moving.
Yeah, yeah. Soccer. The only high ticket soccer item I sold was not even on eBay. It was on Poshmark. So none of the silver box are moving. But again, it comes with the sport. Nobody's really outside training and doing all that. But again, I was gonna bring that up. Some golf are still open, uh,
Mm,
in some of the states. So I agree with you. I did sell probably like 5 items within the last 2 weeks, golf related. So that's for sure. Sneaker Fine said not moving, just the youth ones. So I guess they're just getting ready, or maybe they're just having their kids wear soccer cleats in the backyard.
yeah, just wearing those for now, trying to practice. Golf are okay. Golf is selling, so there we go.
Mhm.
Good stuff there. Sold a few golf cleats. Sneaker finds 12. Other people, no, nope. Soccer dead. Enrique. Let me see. Tour premieres are moving. 129 plus shipping for me. Only 2 pairs left. Very nice from Chris. Go back up. I think there was another question here, so we'll go back and forth between the emails and the chat. And that's what we were talking about. The cards. You should do out hustled San Francisco. And originally we had LA again. That was
Mhm.
probably going to happen. And then now we don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll keep everybody posted once we get back. Another one was, I wonder how many resellers lost their Ross Marshalls Burlington plug.
That's very true. We talked about it before that, a lot of the employee that got furloughed or laid off are actually trying to look for other jobs, right? They're probably doing some gig market, Instacart, DoorDash, um, or working at grocery stores or working at an Amazon facility delivering logistics. One of the things that's booming right now is like the logistics companies. They're hiring all day. They're hiring at their highest. I personally know somebody that works at a FedEx facility. They're short staffed all the time. She's been getting 20, 30 hour overtime. I mean, good money for her, but you know, I'm assuming that a lot of the people, if you really wanted money and if you got furloughed or laid off, I think those are other industries that you might end up liking because you're probably going to end up making more money there. So, yeah, there's probably going to be less workers on these stores that are not essential.
I did talk to, let me see, on Instagram and some of the people I've been texting. So Nike Outlet, they seem like they're okay. That no one's really kind of quitting. I think they're still paying Nike
They're
Outlet
still paying them,
employees.
right?
So I think that one is okay. Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, I do not know. As far as like I guess who's staying and who's leaving. Some of the Ross employees I did talk to, it's already been a while now, maybe like 2 weeks ago. They're not getting paid, so they could just already get another job, looking for something else, or they're on unemployment, and then eventually they are going to come back. So yeah, some people no doubt have lost their plug. Maybe some more than others, but let me see. They already opened up the beaches, talking about Florida. Here's a question for the chat, and just a general one I was wondering. So I have a couple of buddies, they're teachers. These are the only set of friends that are still pretty confident that, no matter what, they're like, I'm essential, I'm making my money, we need teachers, no worries in the world. So, but me personally, I don't think anybody is safe right now as far as like any sort of jobs. So, in the chat, if you are working, are you happy about it? Do you feel pretty confident that you're set? I know we had an engineer one in here, he's fine. But what about some other ones? Are you worried about that? Do you think that some of the nurses or teachers or any other jobs are, I don't know, that they could go away and that maybe they are looking for some other jobs to do or anything to resell? But I don't think anybody is really set. I think that they're, especially for teacher stuff, I'm trying to think too for next year. Like if school does start, wouldn't that already have to be in like August, September for like the fall? That's
True.
coming up pretty quick. And if there's no students, then there wouldn't be any teachers. But unless you're just doing the Zoom calls, which even then, why would you pay a full salary for someone to do 2 Zoom calls a week?
um, uh, I know, Ohio already canceled the rest of the year.
Yeah, us
But
too.
yeah, so, um, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, right? If a lot of the parents are actually gonna really pretty much homeschooling their kids now. By next year, who knows how many kids are gonna be homeschooled?
True, but I know some parents that they look forward to.
They're getting rid of them. But
Yeah, they're getting rid of it, kind of like a
man,
date.
there are other good parents out there
There
that
are
do
others.
want to spend time with their kids.
Yeah, it's very true. Not everybody wants to get rid of them or send them to school, which school unfortunately does kind of act like a daycare at some point too. But I also noticed too that there's people that are, you know what, now that we've been in this situation, I've paid more attention to what I actually do and do not need, and they're not spending money on dumb stuff. That's also a good realization to
Right.
see what they're spending money on and having their money build up.
That
Let
is
me
true.
see. Teachers could always do remote classes, flip the script. Long as this goes, the more people will permanently lose their jobs. See, I work for a chemical company, can work from home, pretty confident right now. Very nice, Mary. Same thing, I think from Flip the Script is pretty confident what he's doing. And let me see, people are savages buying food. My son's college at UC Irvine, full session, all video classes.
Wow.
It's way too tough to homeschool. I'll continue to work at Essential Business from Chris. And let me see, do you all work for eBay? No.
Oh man, that's kind of an insult. If we didn't work for eBay, we got you. We would be your customer service representative at $500 an hour per call.
If we worked at eBay, they would have instant payment for best offer.
Yeah, and we don't have any. If I work for eBay, my my other job would be authenticating listings and flagging listings and banning people.
I like that. Making
Right?
sure to get rid of the fakes.
All right, get rid of the fakes. Glenn handles the automatic payments, you know, and ban scammy buyers and ban scammy sellers. Yeah, we would be called the Ghostbusters of eBay if we go in there and they hire us.
You're pretty much just saying like what you would do working at eBay, what eBay should be doing that they haven't been doing for many,
Yeah,
many.
exactly. For the last 30 years.
Let's see. Coach Evans says, I'm a football coach in Texas. This sucks. I'm ready to be seeing my kids and teaching classes in person every day. And that's what I'm talking about. I think, yeah, if football cancels, I don't know what's going to happen for America. We're going to lose it, like completely lose
They're
it.
gonna lose their identity. That's
Yeah,
what
no
it is.
football in all levels, high school, college, NFL. We're done.
But the crazy part is that's actually very true that now all this entertainment and uh escape are canceled. This is really the time to really know, like, who are you really? Are you just a fan, or are you just, who are you really? What do you really want to do? Because a lot of things are, we get too caught up with working, doing our thing, and then during this free time, we just spend this in watching entertainment. And then now there's not much more of that. Like, I'm at that point. I've pretty much watched all the cool stuff on Netflix, and I don't really. I'm like, like, I'm out here. I built all of this stuff. Like, now it's like, oh, I actually love doing this. I actually like all this stuff. So, like, you find your true self.
Well, going through like my channel, I know that a lot of the views are down. I mean, that I have no new as far as like Ross videos, and even when I did do like the Kobe one, going through like some of the past ones, it's still not the same because it's not relatable right now. I mean, none of us can go to those type of stores. None of us. That was one of the best things, was seeing kind of like thrill of the hunt, what's out there, and have that relatable. It's not relatable. So that in general is going down. And yes, like you said, a lot of people are looking forward to the entertainment wise, Better Call Saul finale tonight, Jordan documentary, NFL draft on Thursday. That the reselling part isn't necessarily that relatable unless you're watching like here in the live calls, seeing that what you could do to kind of like fix things and work things up in your own business. Let me see. Did you see Shaq on Tiger King?
No, no Tiger King for us.
What channels do you recommend? I'm at the end. Caroline has gone through full libraries of Netflix, YouTube, everything. Let me see. You've been doing a good job. Appreciate that. From Mrs. Sports LA. Keep us all together. I'm street racing for money. Menace. Home Depot and Lowe's parking lots are packed. Everyone is doing home projects. That was one of our problems that from Brother Jay, is that they are open and they're not following any rules at all, especially in my El Paso area. When I went to the post office a week ago, line out the door. Nobody's doing, the 6 feet rule thing or whatever. That's what I'm saying. That would have been one of the essential businesses that you would cut off completely. Like if we were 100% dead serious.
Right.
Because lines right now are out of control. Lowe's and Home Depot.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, it became a park. Home Depot and Walmart is like the new malls right now.
Yeah. And families hanging out. Man, families hanging out at those stores in Walmart. I'm like, what are these guys doing?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's crazy. But whatever.
You should go source Walmart and record it, flip and ones.
That'll be the death of his channel. Well, maybe in September.
Yeah, maybe September. We'll be stuck with a bunch of and ones. That won't be moving, that's for sure. Let me see. Little kids with no masks touching everything from Hustle Crow.
Exactly.
Mr. Eric, Walmart. Yeah, it's wild right now. And how many people just care, and then the people that don't care.
Right.
We've full spectrum at any store you walk into.
Right, 100%.
We got the hazmat suits, we got the Buzz Lightyear helmet, and then we got nothing. So with families hanging out. Let me go back on here. Texas universities are buying 3,000. I can't even talk. 30,000 machines that shoots UV rays and kills bacteria on the field. Hustle Crow.
Yeah, I've actually seen documentary about, or it's just a news about it, that there's UV ray machines. They actually been using it in transport helicopters. So they would put it in there for like I think it was an hour or something like that. It would kill all the bacteria instead of like manual cleaning it up. So that's what they've been doing. So people that are in that industry are booming right now.
Sneaker Friend 12, I've pretty much been to the post office and back home. That's what I tried doing today. That UPS just coming back, but post office lines are out of control. Since everyone's all of a sudden mailing everything, and so
they just can't text people, huh?
No. And so now I'm like, do I really want to wait in this line? So lately I've just been doing the drop-offs, and I haven't been waiting in the lines just because they are out of control. Let me see, what are we in here? Could you imagine the lines at Nike right now with social distancing?
Oh man, they probably allow 10 people at store at a time.
That's what I think is going to happen in general. Limit per store. Ross, only so many people inside.
That's, dude. Then people gonna be camping at Nike.
Then yeah, you definitely have to be one of the first ones.
Right. Next thing you know, you're the third or second batch is gone.
That's true. And by the time I'm done recording my video, it's gonna take forever by the time to get in.
Well, you just gotta record it after.
I have USPS pickup every day, no lines, and that's a good thought too. I did have someone text me that they had a goat sale. USPS picked up, but because it was the last day for the goat sale, right, to have it picked up, they picked it up and it didn't get scanned on time, and so it got canceled.
Yeah, that's why it shipped on the last day. You ship out every day. That's where I'm leaning towards too. Well, the good thing is my post office is not packed if I go there on dead times. And then uh, they are pretty strict. I mean, people are pretty cool about it. I think I think the reason why me and Glenn hasn't done pickup yet because I think that's the only time we're able to go out the house.
Try to
Uh,
get some fresh air.
yeah. But yeah. But yeah, that's definitely an option. I would definitely start doing that if we keep at it.
LA, we have tape on the floor, all stores, plus glass installed to protect the workers. People are getting arrested at parties in California. And
Exactly.
yeah, we do have some of the tape. Some stores have the tape, and then some of them do have the plexiglass or some
Mm.
glass or
Mm.
sneeze guards or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. On
Uh,
top-
you see some of the what? I see old people with maxi pads over their face for masks. I lost it. Anything you can do
right.
to protect yourself, if you truly believe that will.
Hmm.
I don't think it will. Let's see. They're now doing that now, limiting number per store, which yes. How much weight have you gained since the quarantine? That's a good question. I know there was a challenge. People are like trying on pants that did fit them,
Man.
month and a half ago. I haven't weighed myself, but I should.
Oh, I gained 10 pounds already.
You already checked? Because the
Yeah.
numbers don't lie. That's the thing, though. Like people always say, I feel like I didn't gain that much. You
Yeah.
don't know
Right.
until you jump on. You got to
Right.
jump on the scale.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 pounds. But what I'm excited about is once things get back to kind of open up, we should start a weight loss challenge or something.
Reseller weight loss challenge.
Yeah. Put some pot money on it. Put some money on it.
It's some money motivation.
Yeah.
Let me see. All my pants are yoga pants from Caroline.
Oh, yeah. Too bad you can't do that.
Nice
uh,
and stretchy.
or that could get us a sneaker. A sneaker reward.
Let's see. What do you? Oh, what are the other questions? I got lost on here. Oh, we're talking about the pickups. Imagine 10 resellers and Nike is going to take them 3 hours to get out.
True.
Especially the resellers, once you pick up 10 per style, you got to check all of them.
$10 profits.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good. DIY mask at home videos get millions of views because it's one of those relatable subjects. So you make your own mask.
Right. Cloud for days.
Cloud for days. Make your own mask, and then when this goes away, you just disappear.
Yeah.
So I wonder. I mean, like we talked about, it is gonna last a long time, but I don't know. We shall see.
Man, what day is today already? April 20th.
Yeah,
Ooh.
420, and today is a Monday.
Hey, so what are the news in your area? Is it gonna be coming back up soon? Is that what they're saying?
So El Paso, we have like 500 something cases,
Mhm.
and Texas in general is trying to move forward and get things going. But we haven't heard anything regarding El Paso since apparently we're one of the worst ones, and so we don't know yet.
They're thinking about May, May 1 for us.
Hmm. I know.
But that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that it's the stores that we really go to.
Yeah, that's true too. Are you guys sourcing yard sales? So we don't have any yard sales right now, but I know some people they still can.
Hmm.
But I haven't seen anybody. I don't know what state. I saw someone do a yard sale video. I don't know where they were. Might have been Arizona. I don't know. Well, Arizona Goodwills are open, so it might have been that. I think Texas has the least deaths. Yeah, I think Texas is one of the lower ones. I think the only thing that helps us is that we're a little bit more spread out. Bigger state
Mhm.
compared to I think if you're a state or well, let's say, and also city that you're building up and more people overlaying on top of each other, more crowded, then yeah, you're gonna see different results. Not everyone is getting tested. No one has any idea how many true cases there are, which I do agree on that one too with Victor.
Mhm.
Not everybody is getting tested. There's even people that we've known that actually did get it, and they never got tested. They did stay home. They're better now, but they didn't get tested. So yeah, what are the true numbers?
Yeah, they didn't count.
They didn't, they didn't count.
Right.
I read that in some places, like in the South, it won't peak until June. Hustle Crow. We don't know. Might happen too. They said El Paso hasn't peaked yet. That's why they don't think we're going to be up and running soon. Are all schools closed in Texas? Yes. And they are closed and they'll be done for the rest of the year. Testing isn't even important at this point, Mr. Eric. Let's see. I go to Goodwill Daily in Arizona. So, Chris, so here's a question. Is everybody wearing protective gear? Gloves, masks, staying 6 feet away? Are you seeing that? Outlaw Hustler, $5 on the super chat. And thank you. Appreciate it. Do you guys believe once stores reopen, retailers will have insane sales? If so, will you guys take advantage? Let's see, what does B think?
Once they reopen, for sure. I mean, we're definitely gonna be there. Um, we have to weigh our options. You know, if it fits our business model, we're definitely in. But like we talked about before, there's gonna be more deals coming out more than just that first week. So we just can't. We have to be smart about spending.
I think they will. They will have deals. I think Nike will have deals. Ross, well, they never really have deals,
Right.
but I do think that they're gonna want to get inventory out. Think about all the like Easter stuff that's still in the front right now at Ross in Burlington.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna have to clearance all that out.
Or still in the back that I haven't put out.
True, still in the back. Clearance all of that out, and they're gonna try to do some. They're gonna try to figure out something. I think to bring. No, I think Ross and Burlington will be able to bring people in regardless. Because I think people just love these stores. Nike Outlet is different because you're going in for a specific reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for shoes for a certain brand.
Right.
Ross, Burlington, Marshalls carries all sorts of things, so it's a different game. But I think Nike will have like 30% off back wall, things like that, for probably quite a while to get that inventory out and try to bring in something new. And will we be buying? Yes. And let me see. You go back here. Do you buy $60 to $70 shoes that sell for $100 from Logan?
Net 100, yes, but
Net 100.
100 after fees, yes. So you'd have to sell it for at least 120, right?
Yeah, I think you'd have to sell at least for 120, and assuming you're getting no fees and things like that.
Right. At 100 plus shipping, at this point, yes.
Oh, they're asking Chris any fines out there for Arizona. Let's see. I don't know if Chris answered anything. Oh, here we go. Workers, yes. Resellers, yes. People just casually shopping for clothes and furniture. Some lady even bumped into me.
Oh.
I don't like that.
yeah. That's when Glenn collapsed.
Yeah,
he gets it that fast.
yeah. I don't like that. Running in, bumping in. A girl did bump into me at Walmart, which that one threw me off because I was kind of like, when we're here in line, and she was like on her phone, just like looking down, and then just like boom, run into my shoulder, and then just like,
right,
oh my bad.
Starts coughing.
I know. Don't cough. Don't do anything. Let me see. Where are we? LA schools are closed through the summer. No school activities at all. No summer football practice as of right now. I know football. They need to start practicing and getting into shape too. I mean, the fall is going to come up quick. Let me see. Where are we? At my Walmart, all Easter candy 50% off clearance. Looked like they still had 100% in stock. Like Easter didn't even happen from Logan. Peeps are 30 cents right now. It seems like the cities that are highly populated, 0 in Phoenix, are open. From Chris. Retailers will have sales to get the confidence of customers to come out of their shells, which that I also agree. I mean, they have to try to build up that confidence again coming into stores. So how's that going to be? I heard Glenn bumped into that lady and then laid her out from Logan. I can't hurt a fly. So let's see what the other questions were. You know what? I did order that Nike mask. Did I show you that Nike mask? I ordered a Nike mask, and yeah, I did get it. It's for soccer. I haven't. You would still have to wear like the one, and then you could wear it over it. But I don't know how much. I don't know if it's really gonna help.
And then, did you see NBA is selling the mask?
Yeah, I did see that.
But I'm not sure if it's the surgical version though. I think it's just like the cloth.
I think it's just the cloth. I don't think they can do.
I don't trust that.
I don't trust that.
No, you gotta be that at least the blue mask that could filter through some stuff.
And Mr. Eric, yes, with the gloves. That's a bad thing though, is that there's people wearing the gloves, but they're touching everything in sight with the gloves.
Right.
And so, yes, the gloves don't really matter at that point, and you might as well just wash your hands. Doesn't really matter on that one. See, I found MJ White Sox jersey. We'll probably post after I wear it a few times from Chris. Yeah, get all your Bull stuff up right now. People are definitely going to be buying that kind of stuff if they're hyped up from the documentary. Put the surgical mask inside the NBA masks. Laugh out loud. From Mark. And there are high altitude masks for working out. They don't work.
Yeah. Beast mode wears.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah. See, I feel like the stores are going to take a political stance on whether they open or close.
Yeah. I mean that's how it will boil down to. I heard an article about, because we have like a family friend here in the city that they're in a business. They're in a restaurant industry, and pretty much what they're leaning on towards is having the the food industry open last.
Mm.
And they're crying about it and blah blah blah. They have their points, but really, like, we can just keep at it and just do essential stuff for now. I mean, because the worst case scenario, if it's really that deadly, next thing everybody's gonna have to go through it, and it's just gonna be a pain for long-term pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, just whack me now, and then I'll limp my way out walking later, right? Then just killing me softly. No. Like,
cloth masks are literally worthless unless you have pollen allergies. Flip the script. All right. So any last questions before we go? I know we kind of got off topic, but even some of the questions on here were kind of random too. But we to do some business talk, but we'll probably have to do a way better job next week for that. Any other questions? Anything else you want to talk about as we kind of just go through this day by day and see what else, what kind of updates we get? Some stores may open, some states may open, some may not. We also asked that question, especially on the Wednesday show, will you be going if Ross does open? If Ross was open right now, would you be going? And of course, a lot of the Hustler Hacks followers, they said they would be going right now. Wow. So everyone's different. And some people with the mask, with the gloves, something, protection, if they were at Ross right now, and some people were just like, you know what, I'm going all in. And I'm not really focused on that kind of stuff. I want to keep building the business. So everyone's at a different kind of mindset. But any other updates we get, we'll definitely do it for the live show. Wednesday, B, you're going to be on for the Wednesday show?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not going anywhere.
Right, so B will be on for the Wednesday show. We'll do going backwards and seeing all the Ross finds, what happened to them, like we've been doing on the Wednesday show. People have been liking that little segment. So we'll talk about that. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Go out and get it.